Good morning, everybody. What is going on? I am Brad Ross. This is the Underground Runaround podcast. It's going to be a very quick morning edition. We're only going to be here for a short little while, so I hope you guys all tune in. I hope you guys catch this later. I hope you catch it today, I think is the biggest thing I'd like to stress today is the important portion of it because anytime we do a morning show, it might not always be myself. We're working on ways to organize things better, but to be perfectly blunt with everyone here, between myself, a business owner, Pav Daddy, a business owner, Keith, keeping our country and coastlines safe, and Kenny out west, being a full-time college student on an accelerated path to his degree. It's very hard to get us organized all on the same day. Outside of our professional responsibilities, we all have families as well. So I wanted to get on here. There's so much to talk about. We really need to go over a few things, hobby related and in real sports, because things have just been wild this week. And it's only Wednesday. Only Wednesday. So just get right into it. The big rumor, and I can't verify any of this. Can't verify it. So Topps hasn't made any official posts or sent out any emails, but the big thing happening right now is the 2023 Bowman Sapphire Dutch auction rumor. Again, I can't verify this. The photograph is a screenshot that looks like it's from the Topps website. It says the starting price is going to be $850. The floor price is going to be $350. Again, we don't know if that's true. I also didn't have enough time to verify this either, but it said someone posted last year's, so 22 Bowman Sapphire was $200 a box, which means they're already putting the floor at almost 2 times the price. The only thing Topps has actually posted about 23 Bowman Sapphire is the numbering, the parallels, and the pack odds. They haven't given us any other information, as far as I'm aware. What I will say is personally, this is not business-wise, just personally, from knowing what I know in the business, I thought 300 would be a really good price for the product, given that it was 200 last year, but that's with the end goal of making money, whether you hold it, break it, flip the box itself. 300 I thought would be a good price to buy it at. Now, if this is true and the floor is 350, I don't think you're going to see it get anywhere near the floor. There's just too many big players in the game. Period, statement, declarative sentence. The folks with big wallets and a lot of capital will be able to swallow a ton of it up. But Topps, business-wise, terrific business decision. I mean, it's remarkable. They've taken a ton of Panini employees here recently, so much so that Panini is filing a lawsuit against Fanatics, if I'm not mistaken. Something along the lines of like just downright poaching their employees. They've watched Panini do the Dutch auction format for first off the line releases for the last 3-4 years now, and they sell out. So Fanatics is going to make all that money. Business wise for them, it's smart. Consumers and everyone else, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't have any thoughts until we know more. I don't know if this information that we've seen is accurate, if that is going to be the entry level price and the floor on the Dutch auction. For those of you who don't know, the Dutch auction is a format where the price is at the absolute peak, and every set amount of time the price goes down until it hits whatever they designate as the floor price, or the product itself actually sells out before then. Panini does this, though, with all their first off-the-line releases. So they're just taking a page out of their playbook. It's a page out of the Maximize Your Profit playbook. Good, bad, or indifferent, that's what it is. So be ready for it. I'm excited. I would like to see those numbers obviously lower. Everybody wants things to be cheaper. Period. You know, there's no doubt about that. But that's all I know. That's all I know about Bowman Sapphire. I'm sure folks are going to be asking all day, all the rest of this week, all until this Dutch auction actually takes place. Who knows how they're going to do it, because like Panini has a hard time. Like, hey, we're experiencing high volumes for this release. Please try again. And you just have to sit there and click endlessly. So it's their first time doing it. Yeah, I think they did it with Bowman Chrome X before, I think, but maybe that was on StockX. I'm not 100% sure. I think they have done this one time before. But here we go. This is the new era of premium releases. You're not going to see these Sapphire products in the Montgomery Club anymore. I can almost guarantee you that. They're just too business savvy. They're not going to let premium products that they know have an unlimited amount of demand, essentially. They're not going to let those products just go. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get their money. So be ready to pay if you want to play. Period. I mean, that's what it's gonna be. It's 23 Bowman. Got to pay if you want to play. It's what we're seeing from desirable products here moving forward. I guess we'll move on from that subject. Like I said, this is not going to be the longest show. These are just quick shows. I want to get straight to the points. Let you guys talk about them. Share them amongst your friends. Get back with me on them. Whatever you want to do. We're here live too. So if you want to, we have a fair amount of people in here watching. If you want to add to the conversation, go ahead. But the next subject is, I don't know a whole lot about this either, but I have been seeing it, and it's made enough of a stir to where PSA actually decertified the card. So what we're talking about is a 2018 Topps Independence Day parallel, number to 76. Those were beautiful parallels too, before they went the way of the Don Russ look. The Independence Day rookie Ohtani card, it was slabbed by Beckett as a 9, I believe. I do have the pictures. I'm just not prepared to put them on the screen. It was in a Beckett slab. It got all 9 5s and then 8 5 on the corner. The top right corner is soft. You can see it. It's clear as day. The same exact card, same serial number, broken out, trimmed, and sent to PSA. PSA grades it as a 10. Someone figures it out. PSA probably didn't know that was a Beckett 9 before. I'm not attacking PSA. I'm not attacking anyone really, except for the trimmer. I don't know how you fix these things. Evan Mathis made a TikTok not long ago about openly trimming with demonstrations on how they do it. They use a damn paper cutter that you had in every elementary school growing up. So it's pretty wild. Let's put it this way. If a modern card in 2018 is definitely modern. I've been in the business that long, and I haven't been in the business that long, so that's definitely modern. If a 2018 card can get trimmed up and resubbed that easily and pass through until someone out in the wild actually put 2 and 2 together, which is hard to do. I mean, unless you're actively looking for these types of things, how often are you going to just stumble into a coincidence like that or catch something like that? So basically, the Beckett card, it was a 9. Like I said, 3 9 5s and an 8 5. They trimmed the corner up, made it sharp and crispy. PSA gives it a 10. The internet causes a stir to the point where now PSA has decertified that number. So if you look up the number on that slab, it doesn't exist anymore. So, that's their only way of combating that. But now that card's still out in the wild, and if everyone doesn't know about that card, then it's going to get passed around and sold to the next person. And I do look up PSA numbers from time to time, but I don't look them up on every card I buy. So, if you're not aware that that's out there, I don't know who the owner is. I don't know any of the details, but I'm sure now that owner has to know that their card has been decertified by PSA. I would assume they're going to try and move it low key at a local show or something like that. Someone's probably going to get a really good deal, and then that person's going to poof into thin air, and someone's going to get left holding a giant L. But my point is if you can trim a modern card that is made with a lot more technology than cards of the 80s and 70s and 60s. How many of those cards are trimmed that we don't know about? It's a huge can of worms in the hobby space. When are they going to just start? Like, how do you go about doing it? How do you check? How do you find out how a card's trimmed after it's already in a slab? I'm not an expert in that regard, so it's very interesting though. Very interesting. That's all I got. I just want to inform people that there is a 2018 Independence Day parallel Shohei Ohtani rookie card in a PSA 10 slab that has been trimmed. Confirmed trimmed to the point where PSA decertified the number. Next topic. My favorite topic of the week. Maybe. This is quite possibly my favorite topic of the week so far. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about it. I'm going to upset a lot of my Yankee fans. What the hell are they doing? What are they doing? The Yankees Blue Jays series has been wild for all the wrong reasons. The Yankees are already Manfred's favorites with the report that they had the juicy baseball all year last year at all their home games. So we know that Manfred loves them. They had the letter from 2017 that was supposed to come out when the Astros got caught cheating. And at the end of the day, it took years. The letter finally came out, but it redacted all the important information of the people that were involved, things like that. So it was an absolute crock of shit. We fast forward to this Blue Jays Yankees series north of the border in the Great White North. Judge is stealing signs. Stealing signs is not cheating. First and foremost, I'm about to go in on the Yankees, but let's be perfectly clear here. Stealing signs with the people playing the game, the coaches on the field, the players on the field, if you can relay to your players, if you have a hand signal or whatever, that's gamesmanship. That's not cheating. If your pitching staff, if your battery, if your catcher, if your signal caller, whoever's calling the pitches is so bad and your pitcher is so bad that at the big league level they're doing something to tip, like if their glove might be open because they need more room to get their grip, or their glove might be tighter for a fastball. There's a lot of ways to tip a pitch. I was very good at picking these sorts of things up in my playing days. That's the only reason I was even successful at all. I was able to just read between the lines, pick up every little detail. That's the game within the game. That's why I hate timers. That's why real diehard baseball people hate all these new rules, the big bases, the timers, all of these things. It takes away from the game within the game. But stealing signs, right, wrong, or indifferent, and you might wear one if they catch you stealing the sign. Like if you got a guy on second base and he's telling the batter because they know whatever the sequence is, but now they have pitch comm, so it's a little bit different. Not all the teams use it. But if you're dropping down signs and your runner can pick it up and relay it, or people in the dugout are seeing it, that's fair game. If you're using technology and you need 15 team personnel guys sitting in a scoreboard using a camera, that's bullshit. That's not cool. Shouldn't be tolerated. The Yankees have already been caught in 17. That's what that whole letter. The Rockies were caught too using a massage gun, and the Astros got away with it just because Manfred wanted to know how it happened. So, fast forward to present day. Judge hits 2 home runs, stealing signs, lies to the media afterwards, says it was about chirping, which is bullshit. And everybody defends him, says he's not cheating. I didn't say he was cheating, but I knew he was fucking lying. And here's the problem. An elite hitter, we're talking about one of the best hitters in baseball, Aaron Judge, does not, and you do not step into the box. Get focused on the pitcher. You're in the box. You're locked in. There's timers now, so you really got to be locked in. That you don't. No world-class athlete breaks their concentration with the dude who's in charge of everything, and that's the pitcher on the bump. You don't do it. So something was going on. I didn't think it was cheating, but obviously they were picking up signs. They were picking up tipping. They figured something out that the pitcher was tipping his pitches, and that's the only reason Judge would shift his eyes away from the pitcher. You don't step into that box ready to do battle, and it is battle. It's not a contact sport, but a pitcher and a batter, that is a battle every time up. In Major League Baseball, the highest level of battling, you don't break your concentration for nothing unless it's going to be beneficial to you. If you really needed to look into the dugout to tell the guys to stop chirping, you call time, you step out of the box, and you give them the mom look then. But something was going on. We knew it. Everybody wanted to defend him, say he's not cheating, this and that. I didn't say he was cheating. Yesterday, I didn't say he was cheating either. But something was up. We knew it. You just don't. Period. I mean, show me another example of any Major League Baseball player in a 15-0 blowout game getting distracted in the batter's box. You do not get distracted on a baseball field. Not when it's your time to shine. So, yeah. That came out last night that the pitcher knew he was tipping his pitches. So he must have watched footage or whatever after the fact and figured it out. So the Yanks are stealing signs. Perfect. That's gamesmanship. That's baseball. I'm fine with it. You're not using cameras. You're not using technology. Steal away. If the other team is that simple, makes it that easy to pick up the sign and steal it, steal them. Here's the big problem. Last night's game. So after all the back and forth of the game 2 nights ago, last night's game takes place. And the first thing the Blue Jays are chirping about the Yankees base coaches not being in the coaching boxes. Nobody's in the coaching boxes. They have those lines. Some baseball fans don't even know what those lines on the field are for. But literally, they have a lined out area for the first and third base coaches that are supposed to stay in there. No one does. I mean, you can watch the third base coach get all the way to the bag when they're telling guys to get down. I mean, they're doing their job. And the base coaches at the MLB level do a terrific job. But the more gamesmanship going on with the Yankees stealing signs, and I'm sure after that game, they figured out immediately that that's what happened. I'm sure the Blue Jays knew, like, hey, our guy was tipping pitches. So then they start the game. Game 2, and instantly the Blue Jays start nitpicking about the rules. Like, hey, you guys aren't in the boxes, in the coaching boxes. Okay, so Boone comes out, blah, 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 lots of chirping back and forth, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Domingo goes and gets his little inning inspection, tossed out of the game, and he is fucking covered in shit. Absolutely covered around his whole belt area. And I saw that, I went, oh, shit. So we go from the Yankees stealing signs in game 1 to downright cheating in game 2. I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, as we didn't know a whole lot last night when it happened. But this morning, the umpire who ejected him from the game said, and I quoted this, "The stickiest hand I've ever touched," is what that umpire said. And Domingo had been warned in a previous game and told to wash his hands. And I don't know if that was the same umpire crew that told him then or not. But the umpire that touched his hand last night said that was the stickiest hand he's ever touched. That's 10-game suspension? Poof, cheating. So what else are the Yankees up to? They're already completely handpicked as Manfred's favorite. Judge got all the juicy balls to hit in the smallest fucking hitter's park on planet Earth, if you're a pool hitter. They steal the signs, which I'm fine with, but then they got pitchers cheating. I mean, Garrett Cole, come on. Garrett Cole fell apart without his spider tack for a while. He's back now, so now what are they doing? It all gets back to my big complaint. Okay, yeah, you have the rosin bag, but, like, give these guys something. If you say they can have rosin and then they need to wipe their hands with alcohol, like the Scherzer thing, and then that makes rosin stickier, I don't know. But here's the thing. There's too much discretion with the umpires right now in stickiness levels. The amount, they said, Scherzer claims it was just rosin, then they say it's an excessive amount. Well, if that's the substance they're allowed to use, you have to define a hard set point of what the excessive amount is. And then the second part of that is if Domingo is innocent, and I don't know, if he was just using rosin and sweat or perspiration or whatever, when the umpires start ejecting these guys out of the game, they need to get a doctor or a lab technician or someone to come out and scrape their hand and put it under a microscope. Tell us what it is. I mean, can they find out what the compound is from like a quick scientific test? Because, you know, they can find out what drugs you're taking real quick if you pee in a cup, or if they take your blood sample for a steroid test. So if you're going to give them the discretion, you need to do something that's just that gives you a definitive proof one way or the other. Because I don't know how much longer we can keep doing this. His hand was sticky, but why? What was it? Why was it sticky? Was he using the things that they're allowed to use? Did he do what the umpire said? Because both times on the last 2 ejections, it's been a story of these guys have been told before. Scherzer supposedly was told to wash his hands before on a previous start. So was Herman was told to clean himself up on a previous start. So they got to figure that out. But he said it was the stickiest hand ever. And it looked like pine tar for sure on his belt. Like there was dark rosin looking stuff. No, real sticky. So I don't know, but the Yankees Blue Jays series has been wild. Domingo's getting suspended. Yankees are stealing signs. Blue Jays are upset. If you can't beat them, join them. I don't know. And you got to score some runs, too, if you're the Blue Jays. That's all I got on that. So you guys leave that to do with as you please. The next thing I have for you guys, only a couple more things I want to talk about. But last night, this is where a lot of people are probably going to leave because this is what I like to talk about. UFC 291 was announced, and oh my goodness, it might be the card of the year. Salt Lake City is where they're going to do the damn thing. July 29th, so just over 2 months from now. They announced the whole card. It is absolutely insane. Dustin Poirier is going to fight Justin Gaethje again, and I don't even want to watch that fight. Those are like 2 of my favorite dudes. I'm going to be sweaty and a nervous wreck for that entire fight. I don't even care who wins, but it's going to be just absolute insanity. It's headlining. Masvidal retired, so now this is for the fake BMF belt. Warranted. More warranted than when Masvidal fought Diaz for it. No doubt. And then light heavyweight bout. Alex Vaeda's moving up after dropping the belt to Izzy. He's going to fight Jan, and that's going to be, oh my goodness. I can't explain how insane that's going to be. Then the next fight, Tony Ferguson and Bobby Green. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a banger. Neither of those fighters are even ranked at this point in their careers, and it's that high up on the card because you know what that's going to deliver. Then after that, we have Paulo Costa's going to give an unranked Russian a crack. And Ikram Aliskerov. I don't know much about the cat, but he's got to be good if they're going to throw him in straight into Costa. So that's nuts. Also, Wonder Boy and Michelle Faeda is going to be. That was announced last night. Oh my goodness. That is going to be a stand-up acrobatic circus of striking. I mean, don't miss that fight. I don't know if that's going to open the pay-per-view or if that's going to be on the prelim. If that is a free fight and you are not a big fight fan, if you are curious about mixed martial arts at all or just want to see 2 dudes beat each other up, watch that fight. Stephen Thompson is just an insane martial artist as far as striking goes. Some of the most creative striking in the business. And Michelle Faeda is just insanely explosive. The dude has done like front flips in the cage just to try and get past a guard and things like that. I mean, it's wild. Like, I think it was Nico Price. You go watch his fight with Nico Price. He gasses out super quick. But he's explosive. That's going to be fireworks. I'm super pumped for that. And then, there's even more fight. Like some of these fights that won't even make the main card would be headliners on any fight night. You got Derek the Black Beast Lewis is going to fight Marcos de Lima, Brazilian dude. And Lewis needs to win, no doubt about it. He's challenged for the title. He's a one-trick pony, but his one trick is super exciting. And then you got Michael Chiesa and Kevin Holland. And again, that's going to be just nothing. It's nothing but fireworks on this card. These are guys, they say styles make fights. Derek Lewis probably won't be on the main card. No, I mean you have Poirier and Gaethje. That's the main event. You got Jan and Fajita, Ferguson and Bobby Green, Costa and this upcoming Russian kid, Thompson and Fajita, Michelle Fajita, different one. Yeah, and dude, I don't know where you put all these guys. Or is it going to be the first 7-fight pay-per-view main card you've ever seen? I don't know. But it's oh my goodness. They haven't even announced the rest of the fights. 7 fights into a card. I'm stoked. They could all be headlining fights. They're all going to be... I'm not. Probably all better... I'm not saying it. Last thing I want to talk about before I let you guys go this morning. I appreciate you guys tuning in and being here. The morning time is almost over, so this show does not work if I go into the afternoon. Yeah, just Poirier Gaethje is the BMF fake title. But Ja Morant. Let's talk about Ja Morant for a minute. I was talking about this yesterday during a break, and everyone said, save it for the pod. Well, we don't know when we're going to get another pod on the books, so here we are. Here we are. Right now, ladies and gentlemen. Ja Morant. I might be the only person on earth with this opinion. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Here's the problem. He already got in trouble. But Ja Morant didn't break any laws that I'm aware of. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Reckless, irresponsible, immature, sure, absolutely. 100%. I'll give you that. He didn't break any laws. If I own the Grizzlies, I'm not suspending him. I'm trying to help the guy. I'm gonna talk to the guy. But I don't know if the NBA can suspend them. I don't know what clauses are in their contracts. I'm not an agent. I've never read an NBA contract. I don't know the deals. I do know that when you agree to something and you sign a contract, you do have to play by the rules of whatever the contract says. I do know that. I'm not disputing that or arguing for or against Morant there one way or the other. As far as I'm concerned, it's a dude with free time and money. And he's young. Do whatever the hell he wants. Is it smart? Is it cool? Is it a good look for the youth? No. But he's a grown-ass man. And I don't think he did anything wrong. Just really, really dumb. So, it is what it is. He's going to get whatever discipline he's going to get. But I don't even think, I don't even think people are mad at him. I just think people are like, man, you got to be stupid. How stupid are you? It's an intelligence thing at this point. You got to know better. You can sit there and go, yeah, fuck it. I'll do whatever I want. I'm a grown man. I'm rich, blah, blah, blah. But when you represent the NBA and a franchise of the NBA, you probably aren't allowed to do it. Personally speaking, I don't care. He's a grown boy. He can do whatever he wants. The problem is the people that pay him millions of dollars might reprimand him for doing so. So I don't know how that's going to shake out, especially so close after him having the first episode right before the playoffs started, and then the Grizzlies being a high seed getting bounced by the Mavericks. The whole Grizzlies downfall this season after their great regular season is got to not be helping his case. But other than that, I don't see the big issue. He's the bad guy. He's the villain of the NBA. Who doesn't love a good villain? So I don't know. I do like, or I guess I should say, one thing that annoys me in sport nowadays that you didn't used to see. So back in the day, you always saw sportsmanship, but you never saw guys shaking hands and hugging each other on the court or on the field, during the game. It's competition. You got to be a savage during competition. After the competition, whatever. But you had some bad boys back in the day. You had the bad boy Pistons back in the day, the whole team. So, maybe we need some more villains in the NBA. Who else could we get? Get some super villains back. I get you're marketing it to, everywhere you're marketing it to, but you still need bad guys, right? Makes it a little more fun. Less vanilla. I don't know. Hey, this has been the first edition of Morning Quick Hits here on the Underground Runaround. I'm your host, Brad Ross. We'll be back with a full episode soon. Tell your friends. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Peace.